Hey, it's CJ, your mortgage guy. I'm here with my good friend Matt Adkins. He's a commercial lender at American National Bank. Over the years, we've developed a great partnership where we've been able to refer clients back and forth. As a residential lender, I'm able to do up to 4-unit investment properties. But if we look at more than 4 units or commercial real estate, we're not able to help with that. So that's where Matt's able to come in. He's able to develop relationships and really help people scale and grow their business past what we're actually able to do here personally. And he's been a great friend over the years. He's actually helped me with some of my investment properties as well as the current building that we own. He's been able to help me finance all that. So I really appreciate you coming out, Matt, and really looking forward to
thanks for having me,
chatting with you about this.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thank you. Appreciate the partnership over the years and the friendship. I look forward to many more years of working together. No, absolutely. Just kind of to jump in. I do a lot of 1 to 4 investment properties for folks and kind of help them grow their portfolios. And I do apartments, developments. That's what we consider CRE, commercial real estate. So that's one aspect of what we do as commercial lenders from a lending standpoint. Then we also do what's called C&I, and that would be an owner-operator building, very similar to what TJ's in, like where we're sitting at right here. It's a building that TJ operates out of, and it's kind of owner-occupied building. Those clients are typically what I call C&I, commercial industrial, and they make, break, move things, and I work with a large amount of those kind of clients as well.
Nice. So, what kind of client do you work with most often? Is it the CRE or C&I, or is it a mixture of both? Or
yeah, so for me personally, I think every commercial lender is a little bit different, and every bank has a little bit different appetite on really what they're good at and what their niche is. But for me, I kind of do, I'd say a 40-60 split, or even almost a 50-50 split. So well diverse between the two. And then there are some lenders out there that are they do one, and that's all they do, and they're really good at it. But over the years, I've had the opportunities at different banks to be able to learn both sides of C&I as well as CRE, and kind of consider myself a specialist in both those arenas.
Yeah. So what sets you apart from the other commercial lenders out there? I'm sure it's similar to mortgage. There's tons of people out there. What sets you apart and makes you so good at what you do?
Yeah, I think one thing we talked about earlier is really, when you're looking to work with a commercial lender, relationship is really important. Find someone that you can communicate well with, that's very responsive to you, and that understands your business and understands the direction you're trying to take your business. I think that's really important. As commercial lenders, when we do a loan for someone, or we have their operating accounts, or their deposit accounts, their treasury, they're doing wires. There's so many different things that it takes to run a business, and you need to make sure you have a responsive lender that can handle those items that you have. Because you're processing money, right? Moving of money, your debit card machine, you're having a remote deposit machine to be able to process checks. That way you don't have to get up from your office and drive to the bank. Just things like that. Just make sure you have a lender or a bank that can facilitate that. I think makes a big difference, and someone who's going to pick up the phone when you call.
Yeah, it's important. It's all about relationships.
Yep.
And knowing that you'll have their back, when they need you. So tell me a little bit about, what does your process look like? Is it like the mortgage underwriting process where, it goes through a processor and an underwriter and everything, or is there a different process for the commercial side?
Absolutely. So it's really depends on the approval process, and that's really driven by either the complexity or the dollar amount. We have local authority, which is nice, so we can decision loans up to a certain dollar amount here locally, which we love that. It makes it really quick. At times we can turn deals within a couple days. To more complex, larger borrowing could take maybe a week or two, depending on the complexity of the underwriting. And then of course, appraisal times are taking a little bit of time too. So from start to finish, it could take as short as 30 days, 30 to 45 days for real estate. To a piece of equipment could take 5 days, 4 or 5 days. Just really depends on what you're buying, and then the complexity of the relationship with the bank.
Yeah, that's great. Sounds like very fast turn times.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, overall, I mean, you deal with a lot of business owners. You see a lot of different entities in the local market. What are you seeing? Is everybody still growing? Are they buying new things? Like, what's going on in our market locally?
Yeah, so I've definitely seen a little bit of slow from a investment property standpoint, and most of it's been the lack of properties on the market. And then the clients I would call the C&I clients that I work with, folks that make, break, move, that kind of do things, have operations. They haven't really, the clients I work with hadn't slowed down. I think things are still been fairly good to everybody. There's definitely a lot of concern in the market from a rate standpoint with the Fed's increasing rates with 75 basis points. I think the largest rate increase since 1994. Or single rate increase. So that's definitely, my phone's been ringing a little bit more. Folks that have been on the fence want to kind of start moving some things just to lock in rates because of the uncertainty and the rising rate environment we're in. But yeah, things are good. I would say like some of the differences when folks, for example, when you're in 1 to 4 family arena, when they transition from a mortgage lender to a commercial lender, it's a learning curve because there's a little bit of a difference. Like the loans that we do as commercial lenders, they typically stay at the bank, and then we service those loans throughout the life of the loan. So that's important. One other thing too, I tell all the time, a lot of folks when they first, like we ask what's called a personal financial statement. I'm not sure if you guys ask for it on the mortgage side.
No, we don't.
But it's you always get the look when you ask for that. They're like, and I typically say PFS. I abbreviate it. I always forget I have to say it because people, they're not in banking if you don't know until you know, and so that's a form that really kind of talks of, it's like a resume for your personal finances. Kind of talks about where you bank, your deposits, 401k, those type of things. So I tell folks, when you that's something to keep updated frequently. It's just one less thing that you have to do when you have an opportunity. You need a bank. A lot of what I'm seeing too is cost of goods continues to rise as inflation continues to rise. So we do a lot of operating account lines of credit for operating companies, and that would be a line of credit that would help with cash flow for your short-term needs while you're waiting on those accounts receivable to kind of come in, or someone that owes you money to pay you. That line of credit can help bridge the gap of cash flow from point A to point B.
Yeah, that's awesome. So thanks, Matt. I really appreciate you coming out today. I think it's some great information. If any of you guys have any questions about any kind of commercial loan, or whether it makes more sense to do a residential versus a commercial loan, reach out to me. I'm happy to review it, and then if it makes more sense to connect you with Matt, we have a great partnership. I'd refer you over to him, and we can take care of it. So thanks again, Matt.
Thanks.